Welcome everyone, my name's Eliza and I'm joined by my colleague Pierre. We're from the strategy group and part of the work that we do is work with local governments on CX transformation. So that involves service redesign, implementation, journey mapping, things like that. And a service that we've worked with a lot of councils on is actually barking dogs. Pierre, would you mind giving us a quick description as to kind of what that service actually is?
Sure. Well, it's very simple. Barking dog is usually people hearing the noise of a dog barking and calling council to complain about the dog barking and wanting to find a resolution to this problem.
Okay, and so what are the sorts of pain points that we regularly see with customers and council in regards to the barking dog service?
That's a very good question. Usually the problem with the process we find is it's very much regulation driven. People working for council will talk to the person complaining about the dog and try to build a case, ask them to record the number of barkings, like how many barkings, how much noise, etc. It would be usually a lengthy process, and the resolution typically would be either the dog stops barking for whatever reason, or it gets to an infringement, which is a fine, or in worst case scenario, the dog can be impounded, which is not great at all.
Okay, yeah, we no one wants that.
No.
So what would you suggest that we kind of do that council can do to remedy this situation and to avoid those pain points for customers?
Yeah, it's a good one. So there's two things that could be done. The first is to change the logic to work with the dog owner instead of working against them. So working with the dog owner to understand why the dog is barking and trying to find a solution instead of trying to find a way to build a case against them and to find them. So that's number one. Number two is really to be more proactive rather than reactive. So instead of waiting a long time to collect evidence and then engage with the dog owner, it's to engage with the dog owner at the very beginning to try to find a mitigation strategy with them and work with them and the dog to find a solution to the dog for the dog to stop barking.
Okay, and I noticed a lot of what you mentioned there was very process driven, actually flipping the process itself. So do you think technology has much of a role to play in this? I know councils are often looking at upgrading their technology.
Honestly, with this particular process, technology is mostly a tool. It's here to support, but the most of the benefits you get from this process, if you want to create some efficiency, is really around changing the process, as you say, and also upskilling people to have this conversation up front with the dog owner. So it's not so much technology driven in terms of benefits.
Okay, so more of that kind of supporting role.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Pierre, for joining me today. We're going to have a few more conversations like this about other council services in our next few episodes.